Is Biden's son Hunter Biden a pointer to Biden's irredeemable corruption? That is Hunter Biden the son of Joe Biden, the American president, irredeemable in corruption? Does that show that basically Joe Biden is irredeemably corrupt? Of course, Hunter Biden has well struggled against addiction. He has documented this story that he has battled against addiction, and basically what he is being investigated is that he benefited from foreign dealings together with his father in Ukraine and China. Basically, of course, in Ukraine, I think there was a company, Burisma, in which he was on his board, and of course, I think a private conversation was had with his father Joe Biden telling a Ukrainian government minister that basically if Hunter Biden is not removed from the corruption investigations, then Ukraine should forget the $1 billion in aid it needs from the United States. So Hunter Biden is being investigated against corruption, foreign corruption dealings, and of course, this could This could be a pointer to Biden's corrupt. Did President Biden benefit from the corruption dealings of his son Hunter Biden? And maybe this shows the level of leadership today. That basically you have two American presidents who are in some sort of investigation. So you have Donald Trump, who is facing 91 criminal charges. And basically, Democrats believe that he is the reason why Hunter Biden is being pursued by Congress. And of course, that is, and now you have the two main candidates, Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Of course, I think an impeachment inquiry has been opened for Joe Biden by the Republican-controlled Congress. So you can imagine that they will now be going after Joe Biden. So is this a liability for the Democrats? Of course, the Democrats have maintained this is a political stand for Donald Trump wanting to exert a revenge on Joe Biden. But Joe Biden has said he will not take it laying down, and basically he is above board. So I think this just shows the partisanship fight, and I think it does not do well for the American people that you have two presidential candidates, one president, one former president, one current president, both of them facing investigations, and this is not a good time to be an American when the level of leadership goes that low. So this is not a good time to be an American. There is a lack of leadership on the part of Biden, but of course then Donald Trump is also facing 91 criminal charges that are against him. And so how did America leadership fall so low? Of course, some say that Biden, basically the big man in the room in the Biden corruption scandal, is Barack Obama, because this happened under his administration. This corruption that Joe Biden is alleged to have done happened under his administration. So the big man in the room, that maybe the Democrats, if he is charged, then the Democrats will bleed blood. Of course, that is Barack Obama. It is during his administration that then maybe Biden pursued some of these things, and of course Obama remains the focal point of a lot of Democrats, the golden era of the leftists. Of course, they view Obama as some kind of a hero for them, and so if he is touched, then of course you can be sure Democrats will be bleeding. And I think this just shows the level of leadership in America. Of course, Hunter Biden spent money on drugs, spent money on hookers, spent money on hookers and on women. And so this is, of course, Joe Biden has distanced himself from this, saying that he was not involved in any way, and only encouraged his son, tried to give him advice, but then he was not involved in any way. And I think the level of corruption in America has simply gone up, and I think there needs to be more accountability for those who are handling public money. This is not free money. This is money that you have been entrusted by the members of the public, so that you can drive certain policies to them. And Democrats must be above board if they want to paint them themselves that they are the alternative party to Donald Trump. They are the alternative to Donald Trump. Then they must take the higher road for Donald Trump. I think his audiences will his audiences, I think his supporters, cheer him on throughout. But I think for the Democrats, since they want to take the higher road, then Joe Biden must not be involved in such kind of deals. And I think he should have stopped his son, basically, from doing business dealings with Ukraine, Russia, and I think China. So now they are in a very hard place, and right now Democrats don't have a majority in Congress. So what if Biden is also indicted? So this will be a very sad situation for America. I think the founding fathers wanted an America where the president would be above board, where both parties work for the betterment of America, but now it is backstabbing, it is witch hunt. That is what is driving Congress, and that is why now you have Hunter Biden now being linked up with his father on the one hand, and on the other hand, you have Donald Trump facing 91 criminal charges. So I think polls show, the polls do show that Trump is basically ahead in many swing states, in many battleground states, such as Michigan, Ohio, Georgia. Trump is ahead by so many points. Not just Trump, but even Nikki Haley is, I think, 10 percentage points ahead of Biden in general election matchups, and I think Donald Trump is about 4 percentage points. So these are the things which bring Biden down, because he is perceived as more corrupt than Donald Trump. Of course, for Donald Trump, his main mistake is that he will be an authoritarian, of course, but being hosted by his friend, Fox News host Sean Hannity. You have Donald Trump saying he will be a dictator only on day one. So now Joe Biden is facing this corruption investigation, and I think for Democrats, since they took the higher road, they must not let this weigh down their candidate, and already is being weighed down. Biden is having so low, I think, approval ratings compared to any modern American president in history. So that is why Joe Biden has very low ratings of any American president in history. So that needs to end. I think he should be above board. And I think many people, of course, Joe Biden says the reason why he is not doing very well in the polls is in the messaging. His message is just not getting out there, and even that is I think he invited a group of Joe Biden invited a group of TikTokers. Joe Biden invited a group of TikTokers to say that basically to try and get his message across. The content creators, of course, they were not paid, but of course Joe Biden tried to make that his tried to say that basically he had instituted a stimulus package for the families that did not have an income during the COVID pandemic, and of course he wiped out at least $1 trillion in student debt. But this message was not getting out. I think every American college student that owed a debt of $25,000 or below was given a tax credit of about $25,000. So Joe Biden handlers insist that the reason why he is not doing so well in the polls is because his message is just not getting out. But I think Biden is corrupt, I think, in many ways, and I think that needs to be nipped in the bud. So it will be a tough re-election battle for Joe Biden, because he is not likable at all. Maybe he's that man, but he's not likable. He does not fill out football stadiums, and maybe that is why Democrats want a standby candidate just in case Joe Biden does falter. And of course, there is the question about his age. Basically, some say he is too old to be president, and basically he cannot handle the tough terrain of the campaign. But all this we will wait to show in a general election matchup with Donald Trump. Of course, Donald Trump is younger by only 3 years, but then he is thought as to be more to be healthier than Joe Biden. No one has ever addressed health concerns of former President Trump, and I think this is something that is age plus corruption is going to do it. Biden, and of course Democrats fear that a second term for President Trump, for former President Trump, will be the undoing of America. That is, Donald Trump will be able to do those things that he was not able to do in his first term, and that America would slide down into a career of authoritarianism, and of course then the shine of America will be wiped off. America will become like third world countries where dictators rule. And of course for Donald Trump, he admires dictators, people who have a strong hand in their countries, such as Russia's Vladimir Putin, or maybe even China's Xi Jinping. So maybe President Trump wants to see the same kind of role in America. So is Hunter Biden's son corruption investigations are pointed to Biden's irredeemable corrupt nature? So you let me know in the comment section.